Alright folks, time for some Modern over here in this channel. Oh wow, starting off strong. Seikoth and Larry Legend, both of you, kind of catch the stream again. Thank you so much, Seikoth. 21 months Prime subscription and 10 months from Larry Legend. It's awesome to have so many recurrent subscribers here on the channel. Thank you so much for the support, folks. Really appreciate it. This channel needs more Saka memes. That's great. It really does. But what it also needs is some more, I guess, competitive lists. I've been trying around. I've been moving around, trying all sorts of different interesting decks, interesting takes on decks and stuff like that. And actually, I've been playing a reasonable amount of Amulet lately, but I think that Amulet is bad. Like it really hurts me to say this, but I think that Amulet is just bad right now. I think it's very poorly positioned, and we talked about this a little bit in the podcast, which is coming out later today, by the way. We talked about it. We just think that the deck is simply very poorly positioned against the current metagame. Many things would need to change. Basically, what's going on is that the deck was always pretty bad at interacting. Like that part of the deck was always the same. Like that is one axis that the deck has trouble with. The good thing is that like the whole no bad matchups meme for Amulet, obviously that came from the fact that even when you're getting paired against a bad matchup, you can just race them, right? Like you can just have a hand that basically allows you to ignore your bad matchup, like whatever your opponent's doing, you just ignore it and you just go over the top and you just kill them instead. The thing now is that every single deck has gotten, like, power creep has basically affected literally every single deck in the format at this point. So even a deck like Ad Nauseam, which in the past I used to consider to be a somewhat even matchup, even maybe favored for us, at this point, they can kill you on turn 2 or turn 3 when they have the proper hand. So at that point, you basically are not racing anybody. Like even the freaking like Hammer Time deck can race Amulet very effectively. So at this point, I am just struggling to see what the actual upside of playing a deck like Amulet really is when you can play a deck like Ring-Wide Reclaimer, which is significantly better at interacting with the faster decks. And like you actually have a plan against those decks, as opposed to something, you know, like Amulet, where you're just basically crossing your fingers. The only matchup that I think is very bad for Amulet that that Amulet has a significantly better matchup against would be Tron. But I think the Tron is, I mean, people are still playing Tron, but I think that the deck is, like, it's unplayable right now. It basically has the same problem that Amulet has, where everybody else is doing something better than you are. So even when you do have a nut draw with Tron, like, you're still behind, right? Unless you have turn 3 Karn on the play every single time. But, like, even turn 3 Karn on the draw is just not enough to beat most decks in nowadays, particularly because you're basically doing nothing on turns 1 and 2. So because of that, I just think Reclaimer is just a better deck. This is the list that I'm going to be playing today. I still think that if you're playing any competitive event, you probably want to be playing Boils. So I am playing a list that accommodates for that, thanks to the One Sacred Foundry. But the list with like 4 Reclaimer, 4 Explorers, this has been what has been working out best for me. We're making room for 3 castles here. If you want to cut the Sacred Foundry, you could make room for another castle maybe. So that's definitely something worth considering there. Barring that, we have the usual suspects in the sideboard: Celestial Purge, 4 copies, Relic of Progenitus, Mind Sensor, Eidolon, Apparition, Raminap, Knight of Autumn, and Linbala as your Tudor targets. All of those, of course, have different matchups. I wish I had room for a Collector Oof. I don't think I do, but that's probably kind of fine. And finally, I think that we're right now in a spot where Respecting Mill is probably worth it. So I'm playing a one of Kozilek in the sideboard. I explained my reasoning for playing Kozilek over something like Gaia's Blessing. The reason is that Kozilek actually allows you to have a plan against the Helio deck, so you can actually beat infinite life. So you basically clear their board with a Dryad, or, you know, eventually you hardcast a Kozilek, you leave them with no permanents, And then whenever you want to end up winning the game, you just kill the Dryad, you kill the Kozilek with your own Dryad and you shuffle it away, and then your opponent eventually decks. Played against Tron locally first 2 rounds less than 8 LGS. I was running rule mid-range with 6 moons between main and side, so I was very happy to see Tron twice, yeah. I don't think Tron has been playable for months at this point. But usually, you know, Tron is just like... It's just like any deck, right? Like some people just have Tron and they love Tron and they just play Tron. Like that's just what they do, so... those are the folks that usually playing Tron nowadays, but... those people that are, you know, moving around and just playing the best deck every week, they're not choosing Tron ever. Like when Tron has a bad matchup against the control decks, like what are you really playing Tron for at that point, you know? So we're probably playing against a Lurrus deck, if I had to guess. Called it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. So I'll probably have to fetch for a Temple Garden, which I'm not excited about taking 3, particularly because my opponent might be playing Shadow, and it's very relevant against Scourge to be taking 3. Okay, they're playing Hammer Time. This is fine then. Ooh. Is this one of those situations where actually Florahedron is kind of the nuts? So I'm really interested in getting Blast Zone. So if I play Florahedron here with any 1, 2, 3, we're gonna be short 1 mana. We're gonna be short 1 mana, but we would get to... So we can sack this, alternatively get Flagstones. Next turn we can Flagstones plus something. Yeah, but then we have a tapped land, which is kind of awkward. So I guess we do have to play Florahedron, which is kind of weird. We'll be right back. Give me a second. Alright. So now this coming turn we get to activate Reclaimer. Ooh, okay. Sure. If they want a hammer here, this is great because now we get to path this. And the damage is basically irrelevant. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can. Oh yeah. So what we do here is we just Dryad plus Path, and this should be enough. I think we're good here. Unless they have Apostle's Blessing or something, this should be enough to win. So I'm gonna block. So if they have the Shadow Sphere, yeah. So now we just get to Path, and the game is over. Unless they have any protection spell, which they don't. Cool. So this is gonna be 6, bounce, land drop number 1, land drop number 2, and attack for 3. Beautiful. Awesome. All right, so hammer time. Hammer time. So we got this, and that's kind of it. Playing against Bug Mill with 80 cards, no companion, and Glorious Vengeance in round 1 of this prelim. Hehehe, nice. This hammer deck is getting annoying. It's kind of, I don't know. I mean, people like it. It's kind of cute. It's weird to me that so many people think that it's actually good. It hasn't felt good to me. Like, it's cool and everything, but between cool and good, there's a pretty large delta, you know? Ramming up is interesting because we have access to Blast Zone, but I don't think that's the plan. Like, probably if we get 1 Blast Zone activation, that should be enough to take it home. So I'm just gonna go. No, I guess I do want this second apparition. So what do we want to cut? Knight of Autumn. Answering Sigarda Sade is pretty important though. I guess I still want to cut the Knight of Autumn. Hammer Time is fun to play. It's bad though and sucks to play against if you don't have interaction. Yeah, I mean, we don't really have that much interaction and we still beat it. Like, it only takes 1 removal spell the vast majority of the time. This hand is not very good though. This hand is also not very good. This hand is also not very good, but it has a Blast Zone. So maybe that means it's good enough. So keep this, bottom, bottom. The Blast Zone plan is working just as planned. Yeah, it doesn't look fun to me. It doesn't look fun to me. Basically, you need to have this card in your hand 100% of the time. Like, if you have this kind of opener, like we're just dead, right? Like, the best thing that we can draw here is a Path to Exile, but the Giver protects it. So like, you have some draws that are like pretty kind of busted, right? Like this was basically the perfect 7 for my opponent. I guess not perfect 7, but perfect 6. So they had Land Giver plus Ornithopter on turn 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, they needed all 6 cards in order to have this broken of an opener. And when you do have that broken of an opener, the deck does look good. But like, you have so many moving pieces, and when you don't have Sigarda Save, like, the deck is so anemic. So you're basically playing a deck that requires you to have 1 of the 4-offs in your opener, otherwise it's just not very good. So I don't know. It just doesn't seem great to me. You drew your castle, like, nice. I don't know. I mean, you know, some people find Tron fun, right? So some people find like Red Wing Scapeshift fine. So what people find fun is just so subjective. When you have that good of an opener and an opponent does not have interaction, the deck looks good. Yeah, exactly. Like, if I were playing like a Fatal Push or a Lightning Bolt deck, then we would have been fine, right? Turn 1, push the Giver. Turn 2, like, push the other guy. Win. Opponent has nothing. My opponent just had the Sigarda Save every single time. And that's the key to the deck. So there is the potential for us to die here. So I'm gonna play this name in Spirit. And then I'm going to explore. And I really wish I don't have to go squatter myself, but if my opponent goes for lethal, I still have access to a white source. Restore balance. Restore balance is cute. I like restore balance. Couple of options here. I think I'm gonna go for Dryad plus Path. The alternative would be to Apparition here, but if I Apparition, then I can't Path, so... If they have another Colossus Hammer, we lose, but... C'est la vie. I think the deck is actually good and fun if you actually know what you're doing, but with it, but that just means, yeah, exactly. Like it's perfectly fine. Like people find different things fun, and that's definitely one of the beauties about Magic. So what I'm going to do here is I am just going to Apparition the Sigarda Say. This basically means that my opponent doesn't have anything at all going on. They could draw... Yeah, I guess I'm blocking with this one anyway, so might as well get in there. I think I'm pathing my own dude, though. They could draw exactly the Paladin, Pure Steel Paladin. But then we have Path. But, I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, look at my opponent's... Look at what my opponent's doing. Like, this is just not... This is not a winning strategy. So I'm just going to path my own Apparition, guarantee my land drop, and then I'm just going to play Titan and win the game. My opponent has 0 cards in hand. Oh no, they get a 1/1. Now we just win. We can't set up lethal, so I guess that we have to just clear my opponent's board. Which is fine. Oh, we did have lethal. I'm bad. Alright, never mind. It's effectively the same thing, obviously. They can't win anymore now. I miscounted. I didn't realize that I guess they shocked with the Godless Shrine? Oh no, I attacked for 2. That's what happened. I assume my opponent was at 20. We're just winning the fun way. Yeah, exactly. It's completely irrelevant. Yup. Keep. Turn 1 Reclaimer. We have not seen a Flagstones just yet. Starting to feel I am just the unluckiest streamer in the world. That's the trick. You gotta complain. You gotta complain about not drawing the good card. So Moto is like, you know what? Alright, I'm gonna give you the good card. Okay. Storm. They're gonna grape shot my boy. They're gonna massacre my boy. Oh, they have that guy. Alright. Double Path is pretty solid against the blue-red deck. So I'm gonna play this because it gives me the option. But I'm unclear whether I want to use this turn to Flagstones or whether I want to do something else. They're playing Lily and you pitch co-select to Lily. That's hilarious. Can I speak to the manager? Karen Publish. Your opponent playing themselves is just delightful, House. So unless I'm taking like, I don't know, like 10 damage. If I'm taking 10 damage, I'm probably gonna path the Stormwing. But if I'm not taking 10, then I'm probably gonna be using this turn to ramp because it just gives me so many more options next turn. Sprite Dragon, that is kind of scary. Let's see what they do. Lava Dart, my dude. Okay. Gut shot. So how much am I taking? I'm taking 8. Yeah, it feels like I still gotta suck Flagstones here. This is not lethal. And I'm gonna get a Valakut. Okay, we're gonna have to pass here. So I'm gonna be spending this turn to double path. And then next turn we can call for Dryad. If my opponent plays another one of these dudes, we can kill it. Because we set it up with the Valakut. Gut shot in this economy. Yeah, I honestly think that this is the worst out of all the Prowess decks. But you know, some folks, again, like what we were saying earlier, like people can play whatever the hell they want. Let's pass there. No blocks. Path there. So, green, white, call for Dryad. Play Dryad. And I'm gonna play Windswept Heath in case my opponent top decks exactly Sprite Dragon. And if we untap, we're gonna kill them with Springmoon Druid. I would like to not have to fetch. Because right now we're at a virtual 4, so if my opponent top decks a Lightning Bolt, we are technically dead, but like it's only a one hand, right? Canister with the raid. Thank you so much, Canister. Welcome everybody from Candy Keys stream. We are playing some Reclaimer over here. I'm playing against some Relic from the past. Some people out there still think the blue-red Prowess is a playable deck. How did your stream go? How was your... Did you play any prelims or something like that? Or were you just playing some for fun leagues? I don't mind cutting Bog in this matchup. This is one of the matchups where I always struggle that maybe I don't want Elvish Reclaimer on the draw. It's always so weird though. I think Catalan is okay. I think let's try that. Let's try that and see what happens. Flora Hedron definitely not great, but you know, Flora Hedron is just a land that you can call for anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. They do bring in Blood Moon against us in post-Cyber games, so that's always something to be watching out for. But between Celestial Purge, Night of Autumn, Skyclave Apparition, like this deck doesn't really lose to Blood Moon all that often. Unless you're like mulliganed or something like that. If you mulligan, maybe you sometimes lose to Blood Moon, but under normal circumstances, we just have so many answers to Blood Moon that it's not that big of a deal. Guess maybe Eidolon on the draw is going to be a little bit too slow. I like it on the play though. Just become Green White Titan. Shave a call. Shaving a call because I'm gonna be probably going to be saving my mana to cast removal spells. Call is obviously a great late game top deck, but interesting to say the least. Double Path to Exile. We have the White Source. So this hand actually kind of loses to Blood Moon. And it's very slow, very controlling. I guess I keep it anyway. It's definitely on the sketchy side of things, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, it's on the sketchy side of things. Okay. What does that mean? It means that we don't just lose to Blood Moon, which is good. Do I want to take 2 to path this? I think I do because I'm going to be short on. I'm gonna be kind of stuck on white mana. Drew the Cosmic again, cast it and won. Wow. Never that unlucky. Only moderately unlucky. Good. Flagstones. So that means that we play the Florahedron. Pass the turn. If we get Moon, that sucks. That's a reason for playing Ghost Quarter, but are we gonna get mooned? Not getting mooned. In fact, my opponent's fixing my mana for me. Sweet, thank you. So now we are moonproof. That worked out. Am I pathing this? I guess I wait to see what happens. So there's 2 things that can happen here. My opponent fetched and shocked. So I probably have to assume that they have a Stormwing entity, and I'd rather save this path for the Stormwing. This is bad if they have the other card though. If they have... Oh, they have Gust. That's fine though. Like I just jump this into Gust, and then we take some more damage, and then we just path this. We do the same thing next turn. So there's the Gust. Put it right on top. If they have another Gust, maybe it's slightly problematic, but Excuse me, what? I guess even another gust doesn't really do too much here. And they don't have it. Alright, so I'm feeling good now. If my opponent attempts to kill the Dryad, we can even path it and guarantee Titan mana. And then Titan just stabilizes on this board state. Land first, surgical dismember. If that's what my opponent's doing, really, then I don't know, they're probably not doing it right. Cast my 6-drop. Kill you. Sweet. Alright. 2-0 start. I mean, it feels good to be winning again. I've been doing a lot of losing with all of the weird decks that I've been playing lately. Obosh the Spell Piercer. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna ship this. Blast Zone definitely exciting in this hand. Maybe, honestly, maybe I should give this because of the fact that I have Blast Zone plus Temple Garden. Alright, I kind of. We also have a ramp in Spring Bloom. Maybe I just tricked myself into keeping this hand, but I may have tricked myself into keeping this. That's fine though. So I can't really stop what's his name from happening. Light up the stage. So I'm gonna take the 1 ping, and they have the light up the stage. It's unfortunate. Swiss Spear and a Season Pyro. Okay, so I think I'm gonna play this. Gonna name whatever. Let's name Elk. And then that's what I'm gonna sack to the Spring Bloom. Get a Plains, get a Forest. So now we have a blocker. We're kind of hiding the Blast Zone. Okay, so they Swift Spear, so they don't Season Pyro, which is good for us. Gonna take a shit ton of damage here, but at least we don't ramp them. Maybe I should have played this. I know, I guess I have to play this, never mind. Miniatures Masterpiece. Shall we call the baby prime time? Yes, is the answer. 9 months of tier 1 subscriptions. Really appreciate your support. Sure. Good old second main face Bowman Courier. Firebolt your face. Alright. Makes sense, they're trying to empty their hand for what's for Bowman? Oh, you should have played Flora Hadron. Nah, it's fine. Flame Slash. Huh, so what we can do here is we can path my own dude, and that prevents the Bowman from attacking. Because he gives me a zombie. I guess they can use it as a removal spell, but now they can't attack. So that means that they don't draw a card, which is obviously great for us. Play this, play this. Start getting in there. Yeah, Blood Moon. Definitely sucks. Definitely sucks. Sure, let's get another basic. Hey, that's a reasonable amount of Sombos. Cast Florahedron against the Lavadar deck. Feels bad, man. Florahedron too strong. Florahedron too strong. That is hilarious. All right. Vajuka Bug. Can we cut? Guess we're doing the same thing where we cut this, guys. That was pretty cool though. That was cute. Yeah, my opponents saw the Florahedron and they're like, oh yeah, I can't beat this. That's too much. That's too much. Sand is very good against Blood Moon. Guess I'm pathing this thing if my opponent attacks. Now we play this so we can fetch for a basic forest if need be. Cycle Forgotten Cave. I don't know. I don't know about this one. This is a card that I never understand in this kind of deck. Feels kind of bad to me. Anyway. My opponent's draw is kind of amazing though. Strong sequence. Land would be great. Excellent. Excellent. 1, 2, 3. Dryad. Now we can force my opponent to draw another moon. They only have one Lava Dart. So they're gonna dart this so we can't block. We block here. We take 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, come on. Really? All right. Guess we lose. Three, 4, 5, 6. You're gonna get to draw 2 cards. That sucks. Second moon is a lot. Second moon is a lot. So I'm gonna get a... Oh, we're just... Are we Dobbs? No, we're not Dobbs, technically. So let's get the plains and I guess a Valakut. And I'm gonna hold on to this lands. Technically not dead on board. Still not dead on board. So we need the 3 cards the Vomad Courier has. Actually, let's split those the other way around. No burn spell. So 2 Soulscar Mages. Damn it. And then we... Okay, we're not getting there, at least. Feels less bad. So I was saying idle on the play actually sounds exciting to me. Maybe over Springbloom. Springbloom is very nice though. Okay. They have a slower hand. Okay. Courier Cave. I don't think I care too much about the Courier. Maybe I should have played Castle there. Nah, I don't think so. Does anybody know if they can cycle this? Maybe that's the cut. This is just a land, right? That's why I'm keeping it. Because it's a land. So... Just gonna apparition here. Take care of that. We still have the purge for the moon. In fact, it's kind of great if our opponent uses moon here. Just play Florahedron. Pass the turn. Do you have or can you get the guitar tabs for the Evenfall songs? Maybe? Started to play Amulet Titan, I think, who said tagged you on my post on Twitter. How hell do you mulligan for Amulet? 0. If I have a functional hand that has a plan, then I will keep it. It's pretty much my approach. I always say that the deck is just poorly named. When you name a deck Amulet, people tend to think that the deck is like it can only win when you have an amulet, and that's just simply not true. It's Swift Spear. We know they have the Obosh in hand, so... Oh, they're just casting it? Alright. Can we draw a Titan, please? Probably gonna dart in response to deal 2 damage. Yeah, makes sense. When I mull into 5, I won't get 1 versus an Esper or Io. Yeah, it's basically very much on a base by base, in a case by case basis. Okay, so options here. We can Vesuva, copy of Radiant Fountain. We're at 12. My opponent has 2 power. But they have a Firebolt in the yard. But if they use their entire turn to Firebolt, that's not lethal, so that's fine. I think what I want to do is I want to play Wooded Foothills. This allows me to get a green source in case my opponent moons. And it also allows me to, if I draw a call, I can call into Titan thanks to the second Castle Gurnberg in my hand. So I think that is the correct line. But yeah, I made an entire video about it, Apeliotis. I recommend you check that out. Demystifying. I made an entire video series around that, so recommend you check that out. That sucks. Okay. Now we just missing too many pieces, right? We need an answer to this, we need an answer to these, and we need a threat. So we just don't have enough draw steps to get all of those pieces together. So no reason to continue playing, unfortunately. You're watching it now, yeah. That should probably enlighten things a little bit. Then I made a video about mulliganing. I think I made 2 videos about how to mulligan with the deck. All of that stuff can be found in my YouTube channel. Definitely a lot of theoretical content to be found there. Why do I get ads if I'm subbed? I have no idea. You should not get ads. I mean, it's not like you're missing anything, but you should not get ads. That's very weird. Okay. This is why I don't like having that many castles in the deck, right? Like, this is just a bad card in the early turns. Like, it's great in the mid game, but in the early game, this card just sucks, right? It's just a strictly worse forest. Yeah, Shadow, yeah, we have the full playset. I mean, Purge is just the best cyber card that any Primeval Titan deck can play realistically, right? It's just so good. Like, it just takes care of every single issue at like for just 2 mana, which is very, very efficient. So, yeah. But yeah, our hand, Shadow, our hand was just like 4 lands, so. I don't think that I would say that I'm favored. I wouldn't say that I'm favored, but I think that it's a fine matchup. Like, it's okay. I don't think I would call myself favored. Oh, they're playing. If they're playing, okay. If they're playing Belcher, the Belcher matchup is extremely, extremely bad for us. But if they're playing Oops, the Oops matchup is pretty good for us. Oh, now I'm completely freaked out about this. Like, my opponent just didn't play a second land, so we're probably super dead if they get to untap. I think I'm gonna Dryad into second Reclaimer. Next turn we can get the engine rolling and we can start shooting Valakuts at my opponent's face. Just gonna get mooned. Honestly, we can probably beat the moon pretty easily, but we cannot really beat the Belcher. It helps that my opponent's, well, I was gonna say they're not hitting lineups, but I guess they did. Yeah. Moon is kind of fine. Like, I'd rather not be facing a Blood Moon, but like, it's not the end of the world that I am. So, what are my options here? I think it's better for me to attack for... It's better for me to attack for 3 now and sack a land. And next turn we get to attack and it represents more damage. So we swing for 3. And what I'm gonna get actually is, it's gonna be weird, but I'm gonna get a Flagstones, because if I naturally draw a Flagstones, we get to swing for even more damage here. So I think that's the correct line. So now if we draw Flagstones, they legend rule each other, and we have 3... Okay, we didn't draw that, but still think that was correct. So now this swings for 3. Just gonna get a Valakut in case we draw... Let's just get a Valakut in case we draw one of our apparitions. One mana short. What's up, John? How's it going? Cool. That sucks. Because I didn't get a basic last turn. If I had gotten a basic, we just win. I didn't play around. I didn't play around the Illidanbri's Call. Damn it. It's kind of a huge punt, actually. Because I would have been able to call, apparition, play land, just Valakut my opponent's face. We set up lethal this turn. Yikes. Big, big yikes. Is there anything I can call for? I don't think there's anything that I can call for here. Anything that matters, that is, right? No. All right. Please don't kill me. Sweet. Purges this thing, and this thing. Reminap is interesting with Ghost Squad. That's maybe a little bit more of a plan on the draw, on the play, sorry. Maybe not so much of a realistic plan on the draw. So this is potentially a turn 3 Eidolon. But my opponent kept 7. I mean, it's kind of what it is. This gives me the most options. And this one, that's a good draw against Blood Moon. Hey, Mr. Siri, how's it going? So now we can purge a moon if we need to. Land? Any land's fine. It's actually one of the better lands that we could have drawn. That's great. So hopefully my opponent moons me here. Best case scenario would be that my opponent blood moons me here. Please moon me, please moon me, please moon me. Cross fingers. No belch, no belch. Recross the paths. Yeah, okay, sweet. This is awesome! So my opponent's gonna stack their deck, but now I'm gonna be able to Eidolon, which means that my opponent's not gonna be able to kill me. They can play their draw 7, but they can't kill me. They're bringing in Boil. So if you have a how do I put this? If you are playing a deck that is very, 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 very advantaged in a matchup, right? Like for example, what we see right now, like my opponent's playing Belcher and I'm playing Green-White Reclaimer, which is just a bad matchup. What am I trying to say here? Don't hurt your good game plan, like your already very advantaged game plan with Goblin Belcher, to bring in cards that allow you to potentially cheese me out. Because like your deck is just naturally advantaged against mine. Just do that. Like, do your game plan and just kill me using your game plan. Don't bring in a card that does literally nothing unless I play into it. There's just no upside. Like, you just get to feel smart, but you're actively making your deck worse if you do that. Maybe they had a dead card. I only see one Belcher here, right? If I only see one Belcher, I can guarantee that they don't have a dead card, because like actual Char Belchers would be a lot better in my opponent's deck than that. So show me their sideboarding, which is cute and everything. So we're gonna call for Eidolon. I guess I'd rather have a basic. Like, my life is not relevant, so I just play Eidolon, pass the turn. So now my opponent's going to reveal the Reforged Soul. They can cast it, but they can't kill me, because that's going to be the spell for the turn, unless they also have an answer to the Eidolon. It looks... Wow, they had 2 Belchers in their hand and Blood Moon. So, okay, so let's play Belanes. 1, 2, 3. Dryad. And I guess a fetch land. So they're gonna need to have Nature's Claim or like whatever to answer this, and then they can do their stuff. They have Boil. Sure. I can't believe that they put Boil in their stack. Seems terrible. They got blue backed for it? Maybe. Got a Belcher. No monkeys though? Or are they gonna upkeep? Kill me. There are no Belchers now. Oh, come on! Really? Wow, the slow roll. They literally slow rolled me. Sure, whatever. Whatever, opponent. Whatever. Is there anything that matters? Not really. Keep this. I'm gonna play fetch lands on turn 1 and 2. Play around Moon. Why would the way we'd activate it? Because they're assholes. No, I don't know. I don't think it makes sense, but so if I Florahedron here, I think yeah, I guess I Florahedron to develop my mana. Hopefully they moon me here. It's pretty wild how much I find myself saying Hopefully they moon me here or something like that. Like with this deck, like it's just so easy to play through Blood Moon. Paths are being recrossed. And I guess this is a problem, right? Now I'm 1 mana short of calling for Eidolon. Dual Liquor. Top tier humor. So I guess again we're looking at Castle Gernbrigg. Yeah, we gotta bottom that. I guess we naturally have to draw Eidolon, and we didn't. So we're just dead. We could have called there. We could have called for Eidolon and just play Eidolon for a turn. I would imagine that my opponent would be playing around that, so they probably set up the Nature's Claim to like do something. They probably set up the Nature's Claim to answer the Eidolon. I mean, I just think we're dead now. But we're gonna be discarding our hand anyway, so I might as well call for a Reclaimer, I guess. I know, maybe they played around something and they just played themselves. I really doubt it. I really doubt it. I think we're just dead. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, this matchup is not very winnable for us. Out of all the combo decks, I think that's the one that we actually have the least play against. Because even against the Healed combo deck, which is kind of a bad matchup, but like all of our like Valakut shenanigans and stuff actually do something, like they do matter and they do allow us to control the board, and we have access to at least Path to Exile. But against that deck, like we have Collector Roof, maybe. So, I mean, that's a reason for playing the Oof, which I have played in the past. Like right now I'm playing Co-Select, but maybe I can make room for the Oof some other way. We could cut the Apparition, for example. I am a big fan of Apparition though. I think this card is very, very good. Ramming up main board? Nah. Just got the Co-Select, get paired against Mill. Oh, you cut Raminap for Oof. Nah, I don't think that's what I want to do. Sound looks okay. Turn 4 prime time on the play. And we have everything just covered, which is nice. Speaking of bad matchups for us, is this gonna get me later? I think we play it now. I really wish we could draw. That is like the perfect draw, I think, because that allows me to do anything, and it also makes my Titan that much better. That was the best possible thing I could have drawn. So now we have lethal. We cast Titan. My opponent will do stuff, act like their decisions matter, but Primetime doesn't give a fuck. So unless they're playing main deck Dismember, in which case good for them. I don't think I'm supposed to play around main deck Dismember. What am I playing against? Tron. Excavator. Mind Sensor. Knight of Autumn. Boom. Fallen Spirit was non-enchantment creature. What do you mean, Konana? You don't like that it's an enchantment creature? It doesn't really change anything, I don't think. Tron on the draw is pretty rough. Playing against Tron on the draw is pretty rough. Opponent ships it, mull to 6. I guess I'm supposed to keep this. It has an early-ish Titan. We have Castle. We have the Natty Tron. Feels Tron, man. Feels Tron, man. Hopefully they have Worm Coil, you know? Oh, wow, they don't have it in their turn 3? Go Squatter, go Squatter, go Squatter off the top, go Squatter off the top. Sad. So 1, 2. Let's explore first. Just get to play our entire all over lands. Three 1 Spirit as a combo hoster and is good against control. I've been playing a lot of Spirit of Labyrinth in Legacy, where it's great. But I hadn't really considered it in Modern. What are we hosting? We have a couple of options here. We can... I think I'm not going to play around Ugin, and I'm going to do this. So my opponent's going to be forced to minus on the prime time. If they have Ugin, or I guess if they have second Card Liberated, this could be a problem. Ulamog, I guess, also kills us. Hey, Lombragax, yep. We made that deck in this channel. Seems like forever ago, but you know, the pandemic kind of means like made it so everything feels like forever ago. Minus on prime time. Now what? Every time the Tron player plays the Wormcoil engine, everybody goes, yes. We have a shot. We can actually win this. Is it better to clear my opponent's worm? I guess it is worth it to clear the worm. Like, I'm gonna have to, right? So... this allows me to get in for 6. Now I have to choose what I want to play around. So, assist. We beat Ulamog. We beat Oblivion's... No, we don't beat Oblivion Stone. So I guess there's no need for me to play this Reclaimer. I'm just going to pass the turn. Like, my opponent's way of winning are, like, Ugin, Oblivion Stone. And that's about it. All this dust. Yeah, exactly. Like, those are what my opponent can do, so... guess I'm gonna take out this Blast Zone for value. It's a good sign. Easy. Terrible matchup, no big deal. Okay, so Collector Oof is interesting. Spirit of the Labyrinth. I'm kind of excited about Spirit of the Labyrinth now. Can we just throw that in there? I don't think I would be bringing this against the control decks that play Renin 6. Yeah, this card does wonders in Legacy. This card that does wonders in Legacy. I've been super happy with this. In fact, I was playing Legacy yesterday, and towards the end of the stream, what I was considering was literally to just like move the Thalias to the board and actually bring Spirit of the Labyrinth as my main deck hate. Good combo with Explore, that's true, yeah. Yeah, the Explore Spirit of Labyrinth combo. Let's try it. Let's try just for fun. Yeah, let's try just for fun. Just see what happens. That's gonna be it for this league, though. If you enjoyed what you saw, of course, make sure you remember to hit that subscribe and the like button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.